So today we're gonna see about flow mix and heat transfer analysis on a 3D elbow pipe. So for that, first I will drag and drop the Fluent flow environment, and then we'll create that elbow structure. Okay, that elbow pipe section. So the dimension of the pipe is this. The whatever the configuration, like density and then velocity, viscosity, and then conductivity, so everything has been specified in this problem statement. So first we need to draw this model, and then we'll try to create a mesh, and we'll get into that Fluent environment. We'll assign all the things. Okay, so first what I'll do here is I'll create that model by using primitives. Okay, files. Okay, go to create option. In this create, we'll have an option called primitives. So you can by default create a sphere or a box, cylindrical shape, cone, whatever it is, but this time I'll use torus. Okay, so it is actually created by default sizes, and I will change the values accordingly to this diagram. Okay, so just enter a value. Let's assume this is x and this is y, x and y. So it is actually this curved surface, this bend is located in the fourth quadrant. Okay, so the first, second and third, fourth quadrant. So now we have a torus that is a 360 degree enclosed. But I want to change that angle into 90. Okay, so now we have that angle as a 90. Okay, also I will reverse that base definition that was -1. So it is reversed. So the revolution is start from the reverse direction. Okay, and also I want to change that inner radius and then outer radius. So I will give that value as 100 and 200. 100, 200. Just click on look at. Okay, so you'll get a larger surface. So once you give this value, click on generate, you'll get a structure like this. So after that, I just extrude this face in this direction, that is up to 200, and also I want to extrude this face up to 200 mm. So, get a question. So to record a session, yes, so I'll record the session, we'll upload in YouTube. Extrude and click on apply. So once the face is selected, and also you need to define the direction. So here we don't have any vector to define the direction, so that I'll use this face as a normal one. For that, what you're going to do here is just click on the direction vector selection. Make sure shift over from the edge selector mode to the face selector mode. Okay, so otherwise you can't select this face again. Okay, when I select that face, the perpendicular direction is automatically get selected. Then, so once it is get selected, all you need to do here is you need to define the direction. So right now we have only 30 mm here. So okay, so before that I will just select the face again and click on apply. Now the perpendicular direction, that is normal direction to the faces, get selected here, and give the depth as 200. So as it's set in our problem statement. So once it is set down and click on generate, that particular face is extruded up to a distance of 200 mm. So after that, again select extrude. So I want to extrude this face also, extrude, and select this face. Make sure you are on the face selector mode and say click on apply. The direction is also this normal to the face. Select that particular face and click on apply. So the direction, the depth is 200 mm. I don't want to change that depth, and click on generate. You get a pipe section. Okay, and also we need to create this structure also, a small inlet. So we created this one. So again, there is a lot of methods to create this. I'll follow one method, that is primitive methods. So that again I'll go to create. So in primitives option, you'll have an option to create a cylindrical structure. So just click on that. So the values you need to give over here is a standard one. For this structure, right now you'll get a cylindrical structure on that XY plane center. So I just change the values so that the origin X coordinates is 137.5 and say enter. So now the primitives is slightly moved over here, and I'll change the origin Y coordinate also, that is minus 225. Okay, so 137.5 and minus 227, and also I want to change the Y component axis value, that is 125, and this Z is 0, and I'll set the radius from 30 to 12.5. So it maybe varies, so I just follow your books, whatever the values they said, I just enter that value here itself. So just click on generate. So only for this problem we'll creating that model and create the mesh. So from our next session we don't yet create model or generate the meshes. So we have the file, that is mesh file, which is in the format of .msh. So what includes this file is, it includes the geometry file as well as the meshing data. Okay, so why we are just importing this file is, we are not interested to create the geometry or meshing. So we already studied about the creation of geometry, creation of meshing in the Ansys workbench section. So we only concentrate on that Fluent model. Okay, so what type of boundary condition we applied in the Fluent model, and what cases, how the convergences happen. So these things will be we are looking for in that sessions. Okay, so once this model is generated, we'll get this model, and I don't want to analyze this entire model, so that I will apply a symmetrical constraint. That means this model is splitted into a half of the session. Okay, so we just make a split over here like this. To make that symmetrical constraint, go to tools. Here you have an option called symmetry. Just select that symmetry. Once it is get selected, all you need to do here is you need to select an axis to make this partition. So for me, I'll choose XY. Okay, so because XY makes a perfect cut over here. So once it is selected, just select XY and say click on apply. The symmetry plane XY is get applied. Okay, once it is selected, just click on generate. So the half of the model is splitted. So the Fluent, so whenever you apply the symmetrical constraint, so software is always automatically assume that it's an asymmetric problem. So only we need to calculate solve the problem for the half of the session. Software automatically calculates the solution for the another half also. We don't model the entire model. So I just minimize, or you can close the design modeler. Our design part is completed up to this. Okay, so one thing you need to make is, so whatever we designed is a fluent one. Okay, it's a fluent body, completely a fluent body. For that, just expand that part 1 and body 1, select that solid, make sure it should be set to fluid, not solid. Right now it's set to solid, so I will shift over to the solid to fluid. Once it is set to the fluid, you can close the design model. Okay, so now the geometry creation part is get over. I'll just click on, double tap on the meshing. It will take some time to open. So in meshing environment, what we're gonna do here is, we'll create the wall condition, so which is inlet, which is outlet, and which is act as a wall. So these kinds of things will be created over here, and also meshing, obviously. So once I get into that meshing model, so first I will change the unit system to meters. And make sure this already is set to fluid, and check the properties, everything is fine. So if you have an the volume should be in the positive or some other values. So if you get it 0 or something, you will have an error in your model. So that before creating that mesh, I'll create that inlet and then outlet, these things. Okay, so this is my inlet. So just select this face, right click and say create named selection. Select that particular face and say create named selection, and give the name it as a anything, but it should have the keyword, that is inlet. Okay, so I'll give the name as a velocity inlet. Maybe it's a large, so that is why I'm denoting it as a large one. Velocity inlet large, and click on OK. Now you have a named selection, that is velocity inlet large. And also we need to create another thing, that is velocity inlet small. So this is also an inlet. Select this part and right click and say create named selection velocity inlet, but this time it's small. Okay, and say click on OK. Fine. And the next thing is, it's an outlet, it's a pressure outlet. So right click and say create name selection, or else you can name it as a velocity outlet also, but I am looking for the pressure on that particular region, so I'll give it as a pressure outlet. So these things like pressure or velocity doesn't make any sense, but this inlet and outlet will help the software to recognize, okay, this side is inlet and this side is outlet. And the next thing is, I only analyze the results, like the changes of the temperature. I only looking for the changes of the temperature and the velocity changes. Okay, so on this particular plane, so this plane, so that I need a symmetrical plane. So in our previous session, we don't need to make a symmetrical plane as a named selection one, because we only have a plane surface. So automatically software will show me a symmetrical plane 1 and 2 for my reference. But in this problem, to analyze a planar results, you need to create a symmetrical plane. So just select the surface and right click and create a named selection and name it as a symmetry. Okay, and just say enter. Now we have a 4 named selection. Okay, 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so after that we need to create the mesh. So our mesh plays a major role. So if you don't have the proper mesh, obviously you don't get a converged problem. It's not converged yet. So just right click and say insert method. Okay, sizing, select this whole body. Okay, now make sure you are on the body selector and select this whole body. And say apply. So the element sizing factor that should I use here is 6 e power minus 3. And say enter. So make sure you are in the meters. So don't use the same factors in mm. So otherwise you will get a poor quality of mesh. Right click and say generate mesh. So we get a mesh, but I need a proper mesh, like a more fine mesh over the wall region. For that, what I will do here is just expand that inflation tab. In this, right now the automatic use inflation. So yesterday itself also we use the inflation factor, right? Click insert, we have an option called inflation to create a proper mesh on over a boundary region. Okay, but this time we don't yet separately use that. We'll have a tab over here. Get into that. So use automatic inflation. So I'll choose none. I'll just change this condition to the program controlled. Okay, so I don't give any values at all. So I just leave to the system whether it is using that inflation or not. And right click, generate mesh. Yep. So it's actually created a fine mesh over the boundaries to create a smooth mesh flow over the wall region. Okay. So my meshing part is completed, and now I just close the meshing part. So now you get a thunder symbol. So that means everything is okay, assigned. So all you need to do here is just right click and say update. So this update will transfer the entire meshing data to the setup. So just select on that meshing, right click and say update. It will take some time, so we have to wait. Okay, now we get the green color tick. So double tap on the setup. Now the Fluent environment is get started. So we need a double precision, just enable that. Maybe it increases the computational time. So once it's okay, we'll get a more precision results. And click on start. Now the Fluent gets started. And before, whenever you get into that design modular, not design modular, Fluent environment, make sure your meshing limit is within the limit, like 52K, below the 52K. So over the 52K, you can't do the analysis on student version. Okay, so like I said, software automatically recognize the inlet and then outlet flows. Okay, now I just simply check the qualities, okay, whether everything is the coordination domains and then mass volumes, everything is fine. And the next thing we're going to do here is we need to change the units. So from that meters to mm length. So right now it's at 2 meters, so I'll change to mm and say close. Okay, so this problem deals with temperatures. Okay, so for temperature related problems, you need to enable the energy equation. Okay, so up to general everything is fine. I'll go on. So I don't change any solver type. Again, it's a pressure based one, and then absolute. So I don't want to change anything right over here. Double tap on models. So this time I'll just enable the energy equation and click on OK. So you may notice that when we define that viscous condition, that is in our previous cases we defined it as a laminar one, but this time we'll define another type, maybe that is K epsilon. So when I choose that, so that temperature assigning things will be appears on the cell zone condition, but right now you don't see about that. So I don't want to change anything over here. Okay, so we'll change some values functions. Either you can use standard wall function or enhanced wall treatment for more precision over the wall section. The liquid has been flowed from here to here. Obviously it has some shear on that wall, so you want to capture accurately, so you can use enhanced wall treatment options. Again you will get an additional option, but I don't change any other options, so I'll use as it is, the standards one. Just click on OK. Okay, so if the problem is doesn't converge, we'll make some changes over here, or change the viscous type to some other K epsilon or K omega thing like that. So once it is set it down, that model, and directly we move on to the material creation. So material. So in this condition, right now we only have the fluid as a air and solid has aluminum. So we don't need deals with this solid because our entire model is a fluid region, okay, fluid domain. So I just double tap on the fluid. So I don't need to use air at all right now. I need another material, that is water. So either you can create that material from naming that and give that density and specific heat, temperature, thermal conductivity. So everything has been given in this problem statement. You can use that, but I don't want to give that. I'll use the Fluent database. So in that Fluent database, just click over here. A Fluent database will be get opened. In that you'll have a lot of materials. So I'll use water liquid. No, don't choose water vapors. I'll use water liquid and just select. You can't add this material, but you can copy that values. Okay, so I just click on copy and say close. Now that entire name and then type, that chemical formula, density, specific heat, thermal conductivity, everything will be get copied. Okay. And don't close, just click on change and create. Okay, and say close. Now the material is get added, so that is water liquid. So we need to assign this liquid to this region, so that is what we do in the cell zone condition. Double tap on the cell zone condition. Okay, and fluid. Now it is named as a solid. If you want to change the name, the solid to fluid, you can, but that names doesn't make any sense. I'll just change the material name to water liquid and say click on apply and click on close. Now the Fluent is this Fluent condition will be set it around, that is fluid right now. I don't want to edit the parameters, so I'll just leave that. Boundary conditions, just double tap on it. Again we'll have interior solid, that is fluid one, so we don't need to deal with this. Pressure outlet, symmetry also we only create this boundary condition for result viewing purpose only, and we just make the changes over the inlet, large inlet velocity and then small inlet, and also on the pressure outlet. So double tap on the velocity inlet, large. So here we have to give the input velocities. So first we'll change that magnitude to the components to define the velocity in a specific direction, that is x. So in x it moves around 0.4 meter per second, and in y and z it's 0. And also if you want to change the turbulent viscosity ratio, you can change, or else if you want to use the same thing you can, but in our book material, so they change the value from 10 to 100. Leave this 10. Okay, so we'll change it to 100. And you may notice that this extra tab is not available in our yesterday session. This is thermal. Now it is get enabled. Why it is get enabled is because we turn off that energy equation in that model. So that is why we get this. So otherwise if you turn off this, you don't get the thermal option. So whenever you are working on a thermal related problem, you can always enable this equation, energy equation. So once it is set it down, just go to the model, thermal. So to set the temperature, right now it's set to the unit of the temperature is in Kelvin. So if you want to change the units to degrees, you have to go to the general and go to the unit option and change that. But right now I don't want to change that. I will give the temperature in Kelvin itself. We'll give the temperature as a 293.15 Kelvin and say apply. Click on close. Now the velocity inlet is set it down, and in the similar manner we'll assign the values for the velocity inlet small, double tap on it, but this time the velocity is acted in the y direction, positive y. So change to components, and the value is 1.2 meter per seconds. So thermal temperature, that is 313.15. Say enter. Okay, so click on apply and say close. The next thing is boundary condition, that is outlet. So in this case, they don't need to change any temperature or anything. Pressure outlet, intensity. So we'll change the density and the diameter also. So what is the diameter exactly? That is 25 mm dia. Okay, this is the inlet one. Make it as a intensity and height. I don't want to change that intensity. So the diameter is 25 and say apply. The same thing. Change the type of pattern. So otherwise I will use the same thing, or else you can simply change from here itself, that is complete flow, that is outlet flow, and give the flow it as a 1. So when you say it as a outflow, whatever the velocity which is comes inside, so that will be get out from that particular region. So it's up to you. So I just follow you whatever. Okay, so the next thing is solution method. So up to this everything is same as we seen in our yesterday session. So there is a little bit of changes. So this is what the procedure. So first we need to design that model, meshing, general, and then setting of the models and assigning the values. So the more related to the theories. Okay. So the options is everything is remaining same. And solutions method, due to the usage of a different viscous method other than that laminar, we'll have a varieties of options in the solutions method. Okay, a couple and then simple. So I'll choose simple. Okay, so accordingly you're choosing the scheme different options will be show up in the upcoming session. So basically, it's a type of choosing solvers, which is based upon the model. Like we'll get a stiffness matrix, right? So we need to solve that matrix, but this time we don't use a normal solvers, we use a iterative solvers. So I'll choose green cross node based. Where is it? Okay, so here we have that. So everything is remaining second order and second order wind up and first order wind up. So nothing is changed. Okay, once it is set it down, just go to that residual monitor. Where is that? Controls. Okay, monitors. That residual. Okay, so this option is used for that result. I mean, you can also view the result in this environment also, because you will have a option, right? See results. There is a tab called results, but I don't want to view the results over here itself. I just skip this monitored session. Okay, so I only view the results on the CFD post environment. Directly go to the solutions. Once it is initialization. Okay, so choose hybridization and say get initialator. Like in the previous session, you are having 10 values, that is 10 iterative values to get initiated, and click on run calculation. Give the iteration as a 200 in the first case. So maybe you can also give 300 and click on calculate. Now the problem is get solved. So it will take some time because it's a 3D one, not a 2D. So in yesterday itself, the calculation is much faster than this comparatively. We'll wait for some time whether the problem is converged or not. Let's see. is converged at 222. Okay, it's a kind of miracle. In 80% of the time you don't get converged results, but luckily we get that solution at 222. Okay, so only the results you get from that converged solution is a accurate one. So if the problem is not converged at 300 iteration or 500 iteration, whatever it is, when you view the results, that results is not a reliable one. Okay. So now we'll check the results on that symmetrical plane. So I'll just close the Fluent environment. And double tap on results. Okay, so now the piped session is imported in the Fluent post, that is CFD post. So just click on that contours, name it as a velocity 1, and say enter. So my region is, I am looking for the results on that the location is symmetry, and I am interested in the temperature. So I'll give the contours. You get 11, maybe I'll give 50. Get more intense results. See. So hot water and then cold water. So this actually mixed over here itself. So if I increase the contours values, you'll get a more accurate color mixing. Maybe if I give 500, smooth transition. So this is the minimum temperature and this is the maximum temperature we attain. So maybe we'll name it as a, not velocity, maybe we made it as a temperature one. And also, okay, I'll change the variable to velocity and click on apply. Now it shows the velocity result. So temperature. Okay, we'll do this analysis. Okay, I just edit the name. Okay, so just close this and make it as a duplicate. Select the system. And say duplicate. Now it is get duplicator. Okay, 1 minute. Let duplicate. The whole thing will be duplicated right from that geometry to the results. Okay. So what I actually do here is I just duplicate this system to here. Once it is duplicated, I just change the design modular configuration. I mean that model configuration to right now it has a 25 mm of diameter, right? That means it has a radius of 17 point something. Okay, so I mean not 17 point, 12.5 something. So I will increase that radius to 19 centimeter, 19 mm. So that means it's much bigger than the previous cases. So once it is increases, I just solve the thing. Once it is get solved, I just share the solution of the two thing to a standalone results. So you can get this result from here, that is a component system. Once it is drag and drop over here, you can just share the data to here itself. So after that, I just open the results. You can view or you can compare the both results. See, you can clearly view the results. So this is a small one, small internet, and this is much bigger than this comparator. So it will be the maximum velocity here and here itself. What happened or exactly. You can also view the temperature results for this. This is temperature differences. Okay, and hope you'll get this point. And this is what a fluid flow on a 3D session with the heat transfer, hot water and cold water. So we'll meet on our tomorrow's session, and if you have any doubts, you can always ask, and you will get this recorded session on YouTube. So once the rendering work is complete.